Good morning, friends. Good morning. Good morning. I am so excited to bring you today Faith Hunter from Spiritually Fly. We're starting a little bit late because we got, when you think you have a plan and then something kind of like slaps down your plan. That's how our morning started. So we're on a different live stream than we expected, but we're here and we're going to make this work. Good morning, Faith.
Good morning. Yeah. Happy Black Lady Sunday. That's what I used to say when I logged on to your streams.
Oh, happy Black Lady Sunday. And where are you logging on to from today?
I am in Playa del Carmen. Yeah, Mexico.
Okay. And while we get warmed up, let me say good morning to all the people who are here.
Absolutely.
CK Renea, JG, Tamara, Janice, Sandra, Kim Spinney, thanks for coming over from the other stream because we can only do what we can do, right? We can only do so much. I'm excited to get this working because the system told us it wasn't going to work. Somehow we found a way. All right, Faith. For people who don't know you, can you give us a little bit of your background?
Yeah. Well, first, before I dive into that, I want to say how much I appreciate you and the entire Exodus crew. Yeah. And I'll go into more around why I appreciate you, but definitely what you're doing out there in the world. When I found, this stream and then all the work you guys do at Exodus, I was like, oh, I need this in my life. So I want to say thank you first before we go forward. Yeah. Well, just to share a little bit about me, I'm Faith Hunter. I'm originally from Louisiana. I'm from a tiny little town called Grambling. Grew up there, went to undergrad there. It's really interesting when you think about travel. I started traveling as a kid. Like a lot of people don't know that about me unless they went to school with me. So I started traveling. I started seeing the world. My dad was in the military. We had a home base in Louisiana, but we were always out and about doing things and traveling. And I remember one of my first big girl trips where I wasn't accompanied by my family. And that trip was all in the same year. It was really wild. It was a great year. I think I was about 15. I was in Hawaii, big girl trip. And then all of a sudden, the same year, I was in New York City for Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And then the next year at age 16, I was in London and in the UK. So it's like travel has always been a huge part of my life. And over the years, I relocated. I went to graduate school in New Orleans at Loyola. And then I said, forget about Louisiana. I'm going to move to the East Coast. And I moved to DC, lived in DC, in New York, worked in nonprofit for a really long time for different HIV/AIDS organizations, national organizations, contractor for Centers for Disease Control for a while. And then I was like, I'm done with this. I'm moving to New York. Moved to New York. Work for a record company. I work for EMI record company. It's so wild. I have had a really interesting life when I talk about it, but work for EMI record company. And then while I was in New York, I'd been practicing yoga and meditation for years while I was in grad school. But when I moved to New York, I discovered all these other forms of yoga and styles and types. And I was like, maybe I'll enroll in a yoga training program. And I quit my record company job, became a yoga teacher, start teaching in New York. And then my brother suggested I move back to DC to open up a yoga studio because I was looking to open up something in Brooklyn. Didn't do that. Moved back to DC. That was around 2007. And that's when I opened up my first yoga studio. And then years later, almost 20 some years later, here I am still in the wellness industry in different shapes and forms and different ways, evolving, of course, myself. But now I'm living in Mexico. Living in Mexico.
So I don't know if other people know this, but I knew Faith before this because I was a yoga teacher. And I started teaching yoga in maybe like 2013, I think, maybe 2011, 2013, somewhere in there. And not that there weren't many Black yoga teachers, or people in the yoga space, but they weren't as visible because, of course, why put, an Indian woman as like make them the face of yoga? Why make indigenous women the face of yoga when you could just make it be as white as possible?
As white as possible. Yes.
As white as possible. And Faith was the first Black woman I saw on the cover of a yoga magazine when I was a young Black yoga teacher. And when I was going to DC once, and someone I didn't know online reached out to me, and she's like, I saw you at this yoga. I was on some yoga retreat. She reached out to me while I was on a yoga retreat and was like, hey, I don't see many Black people in the yoga space. You're Black, you do yoga. I'm Black, I do yoga. Let's be friends. And then when I went to DC, she was like, you got to come to my teacher's yoga studio. And that was Julia Coney.
Yo.
Yes. And I had been following Julia Coney for a while because she had her beauty blog, and now she's switched to wine, but she had her beauty blog. So I knew who she was already. And then she reached out to me, and then I got to I had the most beautiful yoga practice at the studio. And it felt like meeting a celebrity because like you on the cover of Yoga Journal. And then here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
I was teaching yoga as a lawyer. You had your own studio. Life is completely different now.
Life is totally different now. Jeez.
Yeah. Right? It feels like a lifetime ago. Like
it does. Yeah. Yeah. When you said Julie, I was like, oh my God, like I haven't seen her in forever. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's this, I feel like the universe brings all the Black women together.
Yes,
right?
They
like
do.
we're all connected in some way or another. And like, it really is sometimes as simple as like reaching out to someone.
Absolutely.
Right, with the good vibes, and look, now we're connected, and we're here. Yeah, I mean, because literally, I was thinking about, this is like last year sometime, I was thinking about leaving the country, and I couldn't figure out why or where. And I just, of course, you go to YouTube University to find things, and so I'm there just searching around, and I mean, you guys popped up immediately, and then I was like, wait a minute, this person looks familiar, but I couldn't figure out why you looked familiar. But I was like, I don't care. It's some Black women talking about travel. I'm going to just binge on all these videos. Yeah. The first time I saw you in my comments, I was like, the Faith Hunter?
Yeah, it was. I think I was like, oh my God, did she just call me out?
I was like, is that the celebrity yoga teacher, Faith Hunter? Okay, so backing it up, getting to what people want to talk about instead of us just fangirl
each other, right? We're fangirling each other.
We hear the stereotypes like, you're a woo-woo girly, we already know, yoga teacher. Being a woo-woo girly wasn't enough woo-woo to keep you at ease in the States.
Oh, hell no.
To regulate your nervous system, and there's not enough pranayama or meditation or
Hell no, it wasn't. Hell no. Can I tell you guys? Well, I'm going to tell the full kit and caboodle, kind of what happened. So, last January, well, it's happened in December. So, a Black therapist in DC reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm doing a psilocybin retreat in Jamaica. Come and be my guest." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I need this." Because at the time I was living in New Orleans. I had left DC and I've been in New Orleans for maybe maybe 2 years at the time. So I go to Jamaica in January 2025. I go through this full psilocybin retreat. And then I had planned on staying in Jamaica. The retreat was only 4 days. I planned on staying in Jamaica for about, I want to say 8 to 10 days, because I was like, I'm going to do the retreat and then I'm just going to chill in Jamaica, right? Because I just need to decompress, right? So I get there, go through the retreat. While I'm in the middle, we had a long journey one day my journey was about 6 hours. I'm full in the journey, and I have some revelations about my older brother and my father that had passed. They were talking to me, telling me I need to leave. I don't know what they were talking about, telling me I need to get up out of here. Like just that was like the recurring theme. And I was like, no, I don't want to leave. Like there's all these things going on in my head. And it wasn't about leaving the States. It was more about just leaving some of the pain and discomfort that I was feeling, still holding on to around their deaths, even though they had passed like over 20 years. And then my dogs. So people that know me, I had 2 Shih Tzus that were like the love of my life. One of them had already passed like years before, and then the other one passed while I was in New Orleans. And he shows up. He comes, this is so wild. I rarely ever talk about these details. He shows up as a dog, but then in the middle of my journey, he turns into a person. And he looks like because I ended up getting the dogs with a partner that I had for like 7 years. And so he turns into this version of what me and my partner, if we would have had kids, it was interesting. He's like, and both him and the other dog show up like that. They like evolve as like humans. And so they're like, mommy, you need to step into a place of ease and you need to leave. And then I'm still struggling to leave this journey that I'm in. I'm like fighting all the messages I'm getting. And then all of a sudden, my ancestors, all these different faces and images come behind me and they start pushing me forward. And they were like, no, step into a place of ease. Long story short, I come out of the journey. I'm in Jamaica. Friend picks me up. We're hanging out, blah, blah, blah. We go to a waterfall one day and I'm just lying there in the waterfall and I'm like reflecting on this journey that I'm in. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to receive and be at ease while I'm in Jamaica. Well, then it snows in New Orleans while I'm in Jamaica. It was it has crazy ice storm last winter. And so now I'm in Jamaica another 5 days. So now I'm in Jamaica 15 days. And all I could do was just be there. I didn't have my mics and like all these other things because my goal was just to come there and rest and not record. So I just one day I'm in the kitchen and having breakfast, typing on the computer. And I was like, I'm going to start writing a blog. And I had a blog on my website, but then I started writing a Substack. And what showed up was ease and my reflection in Jamaica. From the time I left Jamaica in January to April, because this is kind of when everything hit, I was almost grabbed and trafficked in New Orleans. Whew, like literally grabbed on the street, like in the middle of day. I experienced a gun shootout at the yoga studio where I was a student. I didn't teach there. I was a student. They started shooting, and this was probably like maybe 8 minutes from my home. I lived in the French Quarter area, the CBD, and April hit, and I'm in my bed, and I literally sit up. And this is always like one of the ways that I get my messages. I sit up in the bed at like 5 a.m. in the morning, and my ancestors were like, you need to leave New Orleans. What are you waiting on? We've been trying to tell you. And I was like, but I'm talking to you guys. Like I was like resisting because while I was in New Orleans, I was doing a lot of healing. So that's when I called my mom and I get on the phone with her. That it was a Sunday. And I said, Mom, I'm going to be leaving New Orleans. And she goes, well, I was expecting you to tell me this. I was just waiting for the hat to drop. Like she knows her daughter. And I wasn't sure where I was going, and that was okay. But I knew in my soul that my nervous system, because like you were saying, I was doing all the practice. I was doing so many practices. I had added layers on top of layers just to navigate the energy that I was feeling. And I couldn't, and I was leaving things. I was letting go of like parts of my business that I was like, okay, is this dragging me down? Is this not what I'm feeling, what I want to do? I need to reset, but I don't know how to. Like, I mean, it was just this constant dysfunction that was going on in my own spirit while I'm still guiding people. And I told my mom I wasn't sure where I was going to go. I was like, I have a lot of travel over the summer. I'm going to just go through all my business travel over the summer. And my lease in my place that I had in New Orleans, because I knew New Orleans was temporary. So I had a lease. And I was like, I'm going to pack everything up in September and I'm dipping. And I was like, I know I have some retreats to do. And so I left at the end of September and went to Jamaica and hung out in Jamaica until the hurricane said, you got to go. My friends were like, girl, you need to get up out of here. You know, you have a retreat in Costa Rica. And so I left, went to Costa Rica. Costa Rica wasn't my vibe. I think it's a beautiful place, but I didn't feel that connection that I normally feel if I'm in Haiti or if I'm in Jamaica or if I'm in Africa. It's interesting. A lot of people go to Bali. I don't feel that same thing in Bali. I think it's beautiful. I love it, but I know energetically it's not my place. And so left Costa Rica and I was like, you know what? We're going to do Caribbean. So I knew that there are a lot of women in Playa, and I dipped into Playa in November for 2 weeks. That was my plan. Left to go back to the States to teach at Kripalu for a week. And then I'm sitting in Kripalu, no ticket. And I knew I was only in Kripalu. I was only allowed to be in Kripalu because I was teaching. And then they gave me a couple of days to chill out for 5 days. And I was like, I need to buy a ticket and go somewhere. And I was like, where am I going to go? And I was looking at different places. And I was like, I want to go to an island, And I was like, you know what? Let me go back to Playa. It was chill while I was there. And then I'll go to Playa and figure out where I want to go next. And that was December. I've been in Playa since December. I've left only once because I went to Jamaica for 3 weeks. And then I came back to Playa. So that's my travel expat or my immigrant journey, because I decided I'm going to stop calling myself an expat. I'm an immigrant.
Yes, you are. I can't believe we missed each other in Playa, but
I know. I think I was deep in, because I have these pockets of time where I'm online, but I'm not. And I at that moment when you said that, I was coming out of a writing phase.
Okay. All right. What are we writing?
All kinds of things, but a lot of my stuff is ancestral right now. I think what transpired while I was in New Orleans is that time I spent walking a lot through the French quarters, I was able to connect to a lot of my ancestors. I was definitely able to reconnect in a beautiful way with my grandmother, Jalevia, who was very different from my grandma, Esime. Like, they are two different ends of the spectrum. Like, my grandma, Jalevia, was this magnificent, refined, woman. Her ancestry is because she was adopted and she was brought from the Caribbean. So she has Jamaican ancestry, and she was brought from there to Louisiana. And she also has Haitian ancestry. But she was brought to a family that was, Black Southern aristocrats of some sort. And so she was a very Black, refined woman, but she also her mother honored root work. And so she was a serious root worker. She couldn't cook for shit, but she could mix up some brew. And she was always healing us and bringing us concoctions when we were growing up. My grandma Esime, on my maternal side, she was more of a spiritual woman, but she also was in the garden roots, but her approach was very different. They were much more of a less financially rich, more poor family. And so it's just different. But she was also biracial. So she was German. She had my grandpa Jim lived with her in his older years. So it's this white man living with his black family. He never got married. He had 2 homes. It's a whole lot of mess. But anyway, it was this, Southern mess. But both of them were talking to me. And then my grandma Danke, who was on my maternal side, my grandfather's mother, she's Choctaw Indian. So all 3 of those women were coming and speaking to me and reminding me of so many things that I should do and what I'm on this earth to do. And yeah, so I'm just doing things a lot differently and just sharing some of those ancestral ways in a different way now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not why we're here.
I know it was a whole lot. Sorry.
No. This next part, we're good. We're good. I'm taking us on a detour about your psilocybin journey, and not specifically yours, but like I want to talk about it generally. I'm looking for some big sister. Can I call you big sister? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't even know what our age is.
It's okay.
But okay. It's the kind of thing that I feel like I would be really interested in doing, but there's a part of me that's like, one, I would need to be with people I really trust, and trust to hold space for me, right, while I'm on the journey. Absolutely. And 2, I would really need to trust what they're offering, like the actual things. And so how do you decide that a space, what do you need in order to go on a psilocybin journey?
Yeah.
How do you decide that you're getting what you need?
Yeah. So prior to the psilocybin journey that I did, I had done tiny little mini doses, and I still do mini doses from time to time just to kind of stay. But I experienced a concussion in 2017. And my personal trainer that I had during the pandemic, he was amazing because he helped me move through getting off of gabapentin. Because I was taking that for sleep and for nerve issues. And so he suggested that I take tiny doses of psilocybin to support me. And then I started doing research, and it was like you were saying, Black people Black women roll into your life right when you need it. Mm-hmm. The therapist is a Black woman from the DC area. I had heard about her, but I didn't really know her. I had kind of seen her on social media, and she's the one that reached out. But and I had never been through a journey before. I just trusted because she was a Black woman and she was going to be in Jamaica, literally. And
you were 1 + 1, let's make this happen.
Make this happen. That was basically it. But going through her experience, what I tell people, it's so important to look at how they structure the pre-journey. So it's the conversations that we were having virtually prior to showing up in Jamaica. And then once we arrived, it was a beautiful closed container. It wasn't crowded. I think we were probably 5 or 6 of us, but each of us had a therapist of our own.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. And so you're in the journey with another therapist. So she had a whole team there. In addition, she layered on wellness. So before we even went through our day that was the full journey, we had massages that we were getting every day. We were doing meditation. We were having plenty of time to just journal and do our own walking practice or, yoga practice, whatever we needed to do. And there were other group mental health sessions to just kind of prep us. And then, excuse me, on the day of the journey, again, we had our own therapist. We did a mini dose the night before so they could determine the amount that we should have. Mm-hmm. So they're observing us 2 or 3 days before we actually get the dose. And then on the day of the journey, we have our therapist. We decide and select where we want to go through our journey. I decided to go through the journey in my room, in my hotel room or the villa room. And then once you come out of the journey, then we're starting to do more massage, more detoxing, more any wellness practices, had sound healing. We had a sound healer that was there. And then we had a few more sessions, and also like a nice little art therapy debrief where we were encouraged to listen to the track that we experienced during our psilocybin journey, and then also draw what we saw and we could remember from our journey. And that was extremely therapeutic. And then from there, they slowly integrated us back into society, because we're like on this compound, this villa by ourselves for a couple of days, not seeing anyone else than the staff and the support team. And then we like ventured out into the real world and slowly. And then of course, post psilocybin journey, we had guidance on things that we should do, not make any drastic decisions for 4 months, which was interesting. Yeah. Like
I would have expected maybe like a week or 4 days, but 4 months.
She was like 4 months, 4 months. And yeah, so it was great because it was, again, I woke up in April, and that's when it hit me. I was like, time to go.
Okay. That was 4 months later?
4 months later.
Okay.
And then I started planning my trip as, I call it my spiritually fly life right now.
Okay. So your experience was a little different than just, taking mushrooms in the homie's living room.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
And the interesting part is that this past January, one of the reasons I went back to Jamaica a few months ago is to actually be one of the support team. And so, so I went back. She was like, can you come back and like do meditation and breath work? And I was like, absolutely.
Okay.
And so I was part of the team. And then I had a little mini dose because, it was there. So I was like, I had a re-up.
A little mini. Okay. That's really amazing. Just because I'm also nosy, do you think it's okay to share the name of?
Oh, she would love that. Yeah. So her name is Dr. Maya Brewer. And
yeah.
Wait a minute, you know her?
Online. Right. Not in person. Yes.
Yeah. So Dr. Maya Brewer, and her company is Healing Escapes. Yeah.
Oh.
And she does a couple, quite a few. I want to say maybe 3 a year or something like that. Yeah. I think she maybe have one coming up, but it's so worth it, because one thing that she and her team mentioned before us going into the journey was that the mushrooms, they're medicine, they're from the earth. Like, we did all this scientific study, like research. They had done research and they had these videos and they were explaining and answered all of our questions, but it comes from the earth and it works with our bodies, right? It works with our nervous system. And when you think about Black women and just people of color, like just all of us, just being in a country that is designed to suppress us, to create dysfunction and disruption so that we are unable to fight the power that needs, and to even navigate our daily lives and to sustain and like to thrive. The mushrooms work on helping us see clearer. Mm-hmm. And what it did for me specifically, it helped me get out of my own way. I didn't even realize that I was still holding on to anger as a result to my older brother and my father passing over plus 20 years prior. And that anger, I realized, was just festering so deep, and I felt like I wasn't protected.
Right.
And so you add that on top of like the country that I'm living in. Oh my God, I could do all the woo-woo that I wanted to, and I was never going to move through that and see clearly around what I needed to do. And the mushrooms supported me in having the courage to create my own sense of ease and to get the hell out.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I say do it, girl. Do it.
Okay. I dropped her link in there in the chat, both to her IG and to her website. I'm going to talk more about this because I'm seriously like, it sounds not even without the mushrooms, right? Even without that journey, it sounds like a really good experience.
Oh yeah.
A healing experience.
And when I say they create a container, it's every single person on staff. Their goal is to make sure you are being taken care of. from the moment that you register. Like when I'm not just show up, the moment that you register, they're like wrap their arms around you.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see when she'll do it again, or when she is doing it again. I've been telling myself I'm not going to be traveling much this year because these flight prices and the chaos of the world.
Yeah.
But that does sound really good. Really nice.
Hop over to Jamaica.
Yeah. I know we got some direct flights somewhere, if not from here, at least from Cancun. Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen, y'all, don't get up there signing up before me. Y'all watching. Yeah, Jalen, the dancing therapist, says it sounds like you just get to be held in such a beautiful way.
Yeah. And we deserve that. I can't say it is our birthright to be held.
Yeah. Even though we
do a lot of holding.
We do a lot of holding, right? And often we're not considered people who need to be held. Yeah. Because we got it. You got it. And it's, having that experience of someone else. As I say that, switching gears same path. I love that it's a Black woman holding space for other Black women. And it's one of the things that make me trust it more, right? I've also been following Dr. Brewer forever. But in the same way I said, like, we're doing the holding, it's Black women holding Black women. Like, there's nobody else. And that's kind of the part of, like, yes, I love that it's a Black. I don't know that I would do it if anybody else was doing it, because I don't trust anyone else to hold us, because no one else ever does. But, like, it would be nice if there were spaces that we could feel really safe in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always a Black woman doing the labor, right? It's not that I don't want to be held by Black women. It's that, like, in order for me to feel safe in a space, completely in a space like that, in a container like that, where, like, I'm going on a journey, I'm not going to be, aware and alert of everything all the time. Like, if it's not Black women who hold space for us, right? And who do we trust to hold space for us?
It's interesting that you say that. As you were talking, I was thinking about the times where I show up as the student, right? And while I was in New Orleans, I practiced with a Black man. It was interesting because I remember the day that I registered for his class, and I saw that he taught on the schedule, but I was like, I don't know, maybe I was hating Black men at the time or something. I was like, I don't have time to go to this yoga class with this Black man. I'm just going to go to the women, right? I'm just going to go to the women. But I needed that class that day. And I was like, I need to be held today. So I'm like, I'm going to show up for yoga. I'm going to get on this mat, and I'm just going to leave it on the mat. And he held that space in such a beautiful way. And I walked in that day. His name is Josiah. And I walk in to the studio with such attitude. And I walked in like I was Faith, the yoga diva. I was like, I registered already. And, like, I walked right past him, like, as if he knew what my name was.
Woo, you're one of those, huh?
I was one of those. I was having a moment that day, and I walked past him. I guess he was like, okay. And then I come back out to go go change, come back in the room, and he goes, "Your Faith," and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, And we go through the practice, and again, he held that space so well. He held my toxic energy in such a beautiful way. He broke me down. So then after class is over, I go up to him. I said, "You know what? I want to thank you so much for class. It was beautiful, and I want to apologize for my attitude, because I know I came in here all raw." And I shook his hand, and there was like this energy that went through. We've been friends ever since.
Oh, yay.
Friends ever since. Like, even today, I opened my phone, and he was like, "Girl, when are you coming back to New Orleans? I need my friend."
Oh.
Yeah, like it's just a beautiful soul. So
Yeah.
that was like one time that someone that wasn't a Black woman has held
Yeah.
me. And he was such a good, or he is such a good friend. When my dog passed, he took me, because I don't drive. He took me to 3 doggy appointments prior to me letting my dog down.
Oh.
And he was like, I was like, I got to go back. I don't know. This may be the day.
Mhm.
And then I couldn't make it the day. And then he was like, it's okay. And then finally I was like, Josiah, I booked the appointment. It's going to be this day. Can you take me? And he was like, absolutely. And he held space for me in that moment. And then after my dog, passed, he was like, what do you need right now? And I was like, I want to go to the park. And he's like, all right, let's go to the park. And we went in the park and just sat there in Noma at the museum, and just sat in the park. And yeah, he just, such a beautiful soul, such a beautiful soul. So that's one person. And then the only other person that I can legitimately say where I fully and completely let go, it was a white woman, and it was a surprise because she reached out to me. I was living in DC. She reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm going to be teaching breath work, and I want you to be my guest. I was like, well, I would love to do this. And here I'm stacking, because I'm like, I'm not showing up by myself. I was like, can I bring my team, my management team? And she was like, absolutely. So she was like, bring them. They can all be my guests. So I was like, it's about 4 of us. So the 4 of us go to this breathwork session, and all 4 of us, I had 2 Black women that were on my team at the time, a gay man and an Italian woman. And we go there, and we were all just like,
That's nice.
And so that was the only other moment. And I cannot think of another moment where I was genuinely held and felt safe, completely let go. Yeah.
In my yoga education, I lived in Columbus, Ohio for a while, and then I moved back to the Bay Area. And I had a lot of really well-known male teachers, none of them Black. Rodney Yee, Jason Crandall, Richard Rosen. And baby, the mechanics. You go to class, they got you on the mechanics of the movement. But that's it, right? There's no holding space.
Yeah.
And I had not realized that about my yoga journey until right now talking to you. But I have had space held for me before in class, but it's interesting that like those really well-known teachers are like gonna correct the alignments of your posture. But in my experience, there wasn't any like leaving it on the mat, right? There wasn't like, this is you in a sacred space. This is, get your ankle into the right position, girl.
Yeah. Right.
Right. And as someone who taught yoga, I appreciated that like they were helping me refine my practice in that way. But the kind of like metaphysical, emotional side of it, spiritual side of it, not present for me.
Yeah.
So Janice says she likes Jason Crandall's yoga. He's very technical. I did the first 100 hours of the 500-hour training with him, and then I moved from San Francisco. But he's an excellent teacher.
Magnificent. Yeah.
Excellent teacher.
Yeah.
But it is very much like, get your shit tight.
Right? Yeah. And it's interesting because his wife actually was the editor at the time when I was on the cover of Yoga, my first cover of Yoga Journal.
She's a beautiful soul. Yeah. Okay. All right. Such a small, it's a small, huge world. It's a small.
It really is.
Yes.
It really is.
Cece was talking about predatory yoga teachers in LA, and they're everywhere.
Oh, that's not just LA. They're all over the place.
Right, they're all over the place, but fortunately, I haven't experienced that.
Yeah. Well, I will say, if anyone's in New Orleans, I'll find I don't know where he's teaching right now, but Josiah is amazing if you want to feel held and safe. Yeah, he's a gentle giant. He's like 6'5", gorgeous black man, but his heart, and he's also divinely intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes, and he knows who he is spiritually. And so I think that makes it a safe space because he's very grounded in spirit.
Are you comfortable sharing Josiah's last name if anyone wants to look him up?
McCormick.
Okay, as I look him up right now, I say if anybody does, and meanwhile I'm on IG like, can we find him?
Let me see if I can find his.
I have found a giant Josiah McCormick. Let's see. But this one's a boxer?
Oh yeah, he used to be a boxer. Yeah.
Okay. Well, his IG isn't up to date, so we're not gonna share that. But
Yeah. He's not about the social media. He's definitely not. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I'll find out where he's teaching. And
Josiah McCormick, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. You lots of time in New York, DC, New Orleans. What is the main difference you see in your life in Playa del Carmen than your life in the US?
The main piece is that because I feel like I'm I've been intentional about crafting and creating my own life.
Mm-hmm.
I have so much time. I don't know, the days are longer here, but I have so much time to just stop, take a nap, take a rest. And then I'm also beautifully productive and creative. I've been writing, but writing in a magnificent creative way, in the way that I love writing.
Mm-hmm.
I've created new things on my platform, on my app that I have. I'm like, now I have time to do these weekly messages to people, and I leave these weekly audios to them and give them some weekly reset inspiration. My days are longer, and that creates spaciousness. And it's interesting because I had a friend the other day, we were on FaceTime, and they're like, dang, you look relaxed. Because I'm out at the cafe, and I didn't realize what my background was. So it's it's a little street, it's a little cafe, but then the little, I guess, bamboo tiki things are hanging down. The sunlight was hitting at the right moment. I'm in my little swimsuit top. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm working, checking emails. And they're like,
okay,
you look relaxed. That's what you look. And so I think that has been the big difference. I mean, and then I tell people, I'm like, it's not that I'm not working.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm working. I still have to make a living, but I still pause, and days I'm on the computer and I'm like, I'm going to stop. And then I just lay out on my bed. I did that yesterday. I just laid back. And then I was like, oh, I think I'll go to the spa at 3:00. And so I went to hydrotherapy and hung out in the spa for 2 hours, and then came back and went on the rooftop. And then I came inside and I edited a video. I mean, it's just, the days just kind of flow in a beautiful way. And I didn't have that in the States.
Okay.
Even when I was living in New Orleans. I mean, of course, living in DC, I had my studios, right? And I had lots of staff and all those things. Of course, I didn't have as much time. But when I moved to New Orleans, I didn't have my studios. I was basically had the same type of life, meaning my structure, my app, my social media, my writing, my content stuff that I'm creating, all of those things, doing my personal appearances. I do the same thing here, but I do it in a much different way. And I think part of it, I've been intentional about doing that. But also the environment gives me the spaciousness to do that as well.
Okay, so let's get a
I
little
feel
deeper into
I feel safe here too.
that. Okay, which
Just
okay,
that.
yeah. You were going through it in New Orleans the last little bit, weren't you?
Oh yeah, and the last day, I didn't share with you guys. Literally the last week, like the movers are coming to pick stuff up and help me finish like packing some things. But my mom and I wanted to spend like a nice week together, so she was like, "Well, I'll come down and help you fold some clothes and organize the kitchen so the movers can help you pack and do all that kind of stuff." And so she comes down, and we're going to CVS that's on Canal Street, like Canal and I don't know something. It was in the French Quarter. So we're going to get some paper towel and some duct tape. We come out of CVS, and as we're coming out of CVS, I'm protecting and shielding her from the environment. So I was like, "You get on the inside of the street, I'll walk on the outside." We're barely out the door, and this mentally unstable man comes over and throws this white substance down the right side of my face, down my arm. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm freaking out. My mom is like, "Lord have mercy." So then some street dudes, one start running. I mean, there's something about some street dudes I love because I don't know. They always protect me in some weird way. They got my back, even in DC. The street dudes, the hood dudes had my back. Street dudes start running after the dude. Then another street dudes go back in CVS. And I say, "Yes, sir." I run back in CVS.
Woo!
So then some ladies come over in CVS. They're wiping me down with baby wipes, and I'm like, "I don't know what this is," and I'm freaking out. Like,
Of course.
we don't know what it is. So then, like about 5 minutes later, one of the street dudes comes in CVS. He's like, "Don't come out yet, ladies." He's like, he on the other side of the street still throwing stuff at women. He's only targeting women. Give us a moment. So we stay in there like another 5 minutes. Then he comes back in. He's like, "All right, ladies, y'all can come out." So and now it's just a bunch of black women standing at the entrance to CVS. And it was wild because the white people were still going in and out of CVS, but the black women, we were like, "No, we ain't moving this
Like,
home."
we're not getting covered in that.
we stand in. So then we finally go out, and I tell my mom, "Okay, we're gonna go a different direction. We can loop around this way, not in the direction because the crazy dude was still kind of like in the vicinity." So then we wrap around. So that was like a couple of days before that I actually left, and I was like, if the spirits weren't telling me to leave,
Please take my arm off. Just
I was like,
take my arm off and run into the car wash real quick to get some bleach. I don't know.
oh yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I think I stayed in the shower for like a whole hour. My mom was like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "I'm just cleansing my soul right
now. Woo! No. Yeah. Unknown anything, keep it far from me. On my body?
On my body, yeah. And it was hot. I had a little tank top on. It was September, and so it's like all over my skin and clothes. Yeah.
Let's back up a second and talk about work. So I want to make sense of the days are longer. So I want to interrogate that for a minute. Are you still doing the same amount of work that you were doing in the US? Are you still doing the same work, the same amount of work that you were doing in the US?
I feel like I'm doing more work.
Okay.
In terms of like the productivity, I'm actually pumping more out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there things that your day contained when you were in New Orleans that they don't contain now?
Well, I don't have my dog. That's one thing. So that was like one task, but that I had a year of not doing that in New Orleans, so that was fine. I can't think of anything that I'm not doing. Energetically, what I'm not doing is holding on tighter.
Holding on to what?
Feeling like my head's on a swivel constantly.
Okay. So in my brain, and I know it's not fair because all our brains are kind of warped in our own different ways, but in my brain, New Orleans, without thinking, I don't think about that. Now, when I'm in New Orleans, my head is on a swivel. But I don't, when I outside of New Orleans, I don't think about that. I think about it as a place that is just more chill than a lot of other cities in the US.
It can
Right.
be. Yeah.
And so I would think that the transition in my brain, the transition from New Orleans to Playa del Carmen wouldn't be that great. It wouldn't be that different. Like it's different, but it's not that different, right?
Yeah.
But you're seeing a big difference, not just.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more of an energetic space.
Okay.
Because while I was in New Orleans, I did let go of different projects that I was like, okay, I'm not inspired by this. I'm not moving, like it doesn't move through me in the same way. I stopped doing yoga teacher trainings. I did like my last cohort of yoga teacher trainings in New Orleans about a year before I left. So I started to drop some things off. But being in New Orleans, my ancestors spoke to me, but also being in New Orleans, I was a vessel for spirit. So I had to be very intentional and then this gets into the woo-woo piece. Had to be very intentional about cleansing my home, cleansing my body, because for people that are spiritually connected, if you're in New Orleans, you can feel the extremes. Like it's extreme birth and extreme death, and they are constantly at battle. And the spirits will play. They have fun in New Orleans. They like to come out. They like to jump into bodies. I remember when I first moved there, I did a full cleansing of my floor, and I lived on the 25th floor of a building. So I did a full cleansing of my floor before the movers moved my furniture in. And then I cleansed all my windows. And I was like, that's what I do with all my places, right? I go through, I mop, do my ancestral stuff. I do all the things. And I probably would do it once a month, depending on what the energy is feeling like. Every couple of months, I may have to do a big cleansing, but very rarely. Like living in DC and New York, I didn't have to do it as much. But in New Orleans, when I'm waking up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, you need to get the hell up out of here. Like you do not, like literally I'm telling spirit this, you need to leave. That I was doing that on a regular. So I had to constantly like energetically clean my space. And I had a ritual of when I left my home, when I stepped outside of my portal, like my safe energetic space, I had to make sure that I'm like, where's my Florida water? Where's my protection oil? Like it was because they were alive and kicking. But it's beautiful at the same time because the powerful spirits, the ones that are beautiful at ushering us through our healing, the land, like I would go to and sit by the trees and be in, Louis Armstrong Park and like go there and like connect, with my ancestors, or walk through the quarters and just pause and breathe in the energy. It's so good. It's like such a blessing to be in that space. It is healing and nurturing for Black people, right? It's healing and nurturing for Indigenous people. But there are also some very, and I hate to use the word evil, but there's also some very evil spirits that are unresolved, that linger there, that can disrupt you. I mean, you think about the number of people that go there and lose themselves in New Orleans, meaning that they get so caught up in the drinking and the, all of the other substances, and they're destroyed by the city. but then the city preys on them too. Yeah, it's an interesting place. Yeah. So I don't have that as much in terms of like that energetic. I feel like I know Playa del Carmen is not my long-term place. I'm probably going to leave here in a couple of months, like at the end of the summer, to go somewhere else. But I think it's been the right spot for me in this moment.
Okay. About Playa, I would ask if the similar spirits aren't there, but the language is different, right? Or like they're not as connected.
Yeah, the language is different. They just don't connect with me. They're not trying to jump in, or I say that in a weird way, but yeah, I mean, I feel they just let me be. I should just say they don't really talk to me. My own ancestors show up. They continue to show up. They showed up this morning in some messages, and then I immediately called my mom. She's like, "Girl, you calling me too early? What are you doing awake?" Because she knows I like to get my beauty rest. And so she's like, I was like, well, I have something to do. I have to meet Rashida. So I'm up. I says, but I've been up since 5 something. And I was like, I just needed to call you and just chat a little bit, Mama. And then we got off the phone because my ancestors came at me at like 5 something. They had a conversation. And yeah, so they still talk to me. But the beach, the water talks to me. So that's that. And I think if anything, when I go to the beach, I live probably about a 3-minute walk from the beach. I was really intentional because I was like, I need to walk to the beach when I need to walk to the beach. I need to see the water when I need to see the water. And so when I go to the beach and I walk, then, you know, that gimme ya energy pours in, and yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. And then last weekend I went to the cenotes, and that was like, yeah, that was really nice because we were in a serious cenote cave. Like we were cave diving, and I felt really at home while I was there and very comfortable and at ease in the cenotes.
Good. Are you making friends in Playa?
I am. Yeah. I have some friends, and it's great because it's like some girls, and you know, the ladies, we go brunch and do those kinds of things, and yeah, meet up.
Talk about Playa. It's like we go to the beach, we have brunch, we go to the beach, we have brunch, we meet at a cafe for brunch.
Oh yeah. It's like one is a young lady, Jessica. She's from Houston. She's a Mexican woman. She's from Houston. She lives in my building. And so one day I'm coming from a cafe. She sees me and she goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "Girl, I was just about to go back to the condo or whatever." And she goes, "Hop on." Now she's on a scooter. Like one of those electric scooters you just grab.
Ooh, the ones you stand on?
Ones you stand on.
You hop on the back?
I hopped on the back with my laptop. I had my little bag that I carried my laptop in. With my laptop. I wrapped my little arms around her. She goes, "Let's go to another cafe." Okay. Ding.
Every time I see 2 people on one of them stand-up scooters, like I don't like it. I don't like it. But you were like, yes, let's go. Let's go cafe.
Yeah, let's go cafe. And next thing you know, and that was like probably like about 3. I didn't get home till like 7 o'clock.
Of course not.
I mean, and that's because that's what we do here. That's what we do here.
Okay. So it is, and I think that it's so interesting. I'm still stuck on the days are longer part because I get it, right? Now, in my world, I don't know if the days are long. I've also been out of the U.S. in the rat race for almost a decade. It's been 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I left the U.S. 8 years ago. I left the Bay Area on the 19th, and May 19th, and I left the U.S. maybe 2 weeks after that.
Oh, wow.
Of 2018. So yeah, 8 years this year.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know if my days feel longer, but I never know what day it is. I legitimately, some days I'd be like, the month? Are you?
I'm laughing because I'm always going, today's Thursday. And they're like, mm-mm,
No.
it's Saturday.
No.
And I'm like, huh?
The actual date, the number, I don't
know. I don't know.
I
I have to go, okay.
what? All the time.
All the
What
time.
day
Always
is
looking
it?
at my phone, trying to figure out what day, what time it is,
What
what day, month, year. Like I know I'm in May. I know that.
time just operates differently
Yeah.
when your days aren't gotta get the kids off to school, gotta go to work, gotta come home, gotta make dinner, gotta when that's and even without children, gotta commute to work an hour or two, gotta, come home, gotta figure out what to feed myself. I always gotta feed myself every day.
Every day. That's one thing I do love about Playa is
Mhm.
like if I don't want to feed myself, I just roll to a cafe.
But sometimes I'm like, which cafe do I want? What do I
Want to
want?
go to? I can't
I don't
decide.
know.
But I have this one where I just love the guy cuz he sees me strolling in. Sometimes I'm like, but I'm not coming to you today, bro. I'm going down the street
He's
cuz
like, no, you're not.
he's like got your menu ready. Or
Right.
now he's like I went there yesterday. He's like the regular and I'm like, "See."
Sometimes when they be like the regular, I'm like, hold on a minute. Like I'm not that predictable. I am. Okay. All right.
But I have two things that I get, but he knows my beverage to a
Okay.
T. He knows exactly how to order my matcha, and then the lady knows exactly how to make it perfectly. So that's like a given. And then it's either avocado toast or acai
Mhm.
bowl. It's like one or the
Okay.
other
All right.
that I
Those are
get.
good options.
Hmm.
I was in Puebla this last week. And I went to a restaurant uh, by myself. I was there alone. Um, one time. The manager comes by, starts talking to me for a second, blah, 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 whatever. I'm walking down the street. Now I'm going back to this restaurant. Adelia came to town one day because it was the Battle of Cinco de Mayo, the Battle of Puebla. We went to see the parade. Very lovely, very cute.
Mm.
So we went to Puebla for Cinco de Mayo. Puebla's like 2 hours south of Mexico City on a bus.
Oh, okay, okay.
Easy getting there, easy going home. I'm walking, and the man is like, "Hey, how you doing? Come, like welcome back." I'm walking down the street, and the man is like, "Welcome back. Come on." And I was actually going there, but I was like, also, um, Puebla's one of those towns, and I really like those. I really like towns where they're very, very Mexican. Like
Mm,
the people who live there are Mexican. The people who vacation there are Mexican. That
mm.
man, I said, that man said, I am the black woman in town this week. He was like, you, I know you. He didn't say it, but I was like, the fact that I'm walking and he was like, it's you. Come on. Like, yes, girl. Yes, girl. Come on back. And then big hug. And do you want the same table you had last time? And here's the
Wow.
menu and blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been here one time and I'm already a regular with the
A
regulars.
regular. Yes. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I treated myself, I shouldn't say treated. I just did it. About 2 weeks ago, I was like, it's getting hot
Hmm.
over the summer. And I'm like, I can't walk outside. I can't get my exercise outside. And my building that I'm in, they haven't for some reason fixed the treadmill. So I'd heard about one of the hotels. They have hydrotherapy, spa, and all this kind of stuff, and they have a membership that you can just get that membership, and then you can also go to the beach clubs and stuff that they own around the city. So I was like, you know what? Yes. So I get my 3-month membership. But the thing that I love is that I walk in and the lady's like so excited to see me, like she knew me. One, so welcoming and warming. And I was like, yeah, so I have a question about, the membership, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, yep, here it is. Da, 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 da. I sign up and I don't see this lady for like another 2 or 3 days. I text on WhatsApp, book my little time slot so I can use it because it's a small facility. So they like spread it out among, people that want to use it. And I walk in and she was like, the way that she greeted me, like she was so delighted to see me.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of days after that, I'm walking on the street going somewhere else. I remember faces. Like I may not remember people's names, but I remember faces. I see this woman on the street and she goes, hey, how you doing? I'm like, how are you? You startled me. Like I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting, because I saw her and I was just gonna, do a little head nod, like, whatever. She's like, have you been enjoying the spa? And I was like, yes, I have. And then yesterday I go, again, I don't know who this man is, but I walk into the spa again and the same amount of joy to see my little
Mm-hmm.
black butt coming up in that spa was
Mm-hmm.
just so beautiful. Let us know if you need anything. Have a great time for the next
Mm-hmm.
2 hours. And I'm like, why can't we be treated like this everywhere?
Why? I've been seeing quite a bit lately online about Mexicans being very racist against Black people and about like not wanting Black people here. And
Where's that coming from?
I'm not denying that the person who is saying this had an experience that led to this.
Okay.
But I don't have those experiences.
I haven't really. I mean, if I'm experiencing any resemblance or any sensation of racism, it's because of tourists.
It's always the white people. It's always the listen. I remember I think I was in some other small beach town.
And even not the Argentinians, because there's a lot of Argentinians here. And
send them home. First thing, smoking, send them home where they can go be racist at home.
Yeah. So it's like the Argentinians, some of them are really nice, and then some of them I'm questioning. Like it's like, yeah. So that kind of like goes back and forth. Like again, some of them are really nice.
Yeah.
But then some of them I could feel this, because you can feel it without words. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it just depends.
No, I think that I'll never say there's no racism in Mexico. Like,
oh, of course
I would not want to be treated like an Afro-Mexican is treated by the general population.
Right.
At all.
Right. Yeah.
But the people were looking at me and staring at me, and it made me uncomfortable. I just don't. And maybe it's how the things that I ignore, right? Like when we were in, or how I perceive the stares, because the stares occasionally happen, not frequently. Child, when we were in Puebla, there was a little girl, and it was so obvious that she had never seen Black people before, up close before. Like when I was in Puebla, before Cinco de Mayo, I saw 4 tourists in the whole town that I was there.
Wow.
They were all white. On Cinco de Mayo, I probably saw like 6 more.
Oh.
All white, I believe. We were sitting behind this little girl at the parade, and her mom turned around and talked to us and asked us a question. That little girl whipped her head around, just went, and was like stared. And so like I see it, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna speak to her. I speak to her in Spanish. She speaks to us. Her name's Tatiana. It was I almost said like, girl, you want a picture? Like almost. And no, I don't do that. Don't take a picture with me, because what is you gonna do with this photo? But the way she was like, like she was like visibly so excited to be for a brief second in community with with us, right? And I was like, she don't see Black people. Like this is a little girl who has seen us on TV and in social media, but has not seen Black people. And was like, but it wasn't like cautious curiosity. It was so exciting.
She was fangirling.
The energy was like, tell me more, tell me everything. I want to come sit on your lap. And we were like, okay. And so there's that, I would say, tension between experiences like that and then, the experiences that, I've had something happen. I've been like, not often, my general approach to things is that racism or are you an asshole? Is it both? Right?
A combination.
I don't know. But I think I don't, unless it's really obvious, I don't attribute a lot of things that are not like state sanctioned rules, laws, etc., that are like blatantly racist. I don't often attribute one person's attitude to racism, because I couldn't be the problem. Right now, when I was in Buenos Aires, I was like, there's a whole lot of racism here.
Oh yeah.
Like, why won't you serve me? Why won't the waiter come over to take an order when there's not another human in the restaurant and there are at least 10 waiters? Right? Like this is the problem.
That's just clear.
Even after I call for like, hey, nothing. But that's not so. But the average person's interaction with me, if I feel like they're being negative, I'm just like, oh, either you're having a bad day or you're a nasty person. Like, maybe it's racism, but I'm a great person, so I don't know why you would want to miss out on this. But yes, I think there is what I see is that there's there's racism. There's clearly racism here, but there's also people who attribute any negative treatment to racism.
Yeah.
And there are people who ignore any negative treatment at all. So, I mean, it's there. It's whatever.
It is. Yeah.
But a lot of Mexicans are very, very excited to see Black people. Extremely.
Yeah.
Your people at the spa.
Yeah, the people at the spa. The maintenance guy that works in my building where I live. Oh, I get so much joy every time I see him every morning. I'm like, buenos dias. It's just because the smile on his face, and then the night security guy, like, I could be walking down the street and I can see him walking to the door to open the door for me.
Oh. He said she's coming home. She's coming home.
Hey, the door is already. I'm not even at the block. It's like he sees my little Black self. And he's like, "Come on home. I got you."
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, I have a new situation because I moved recently, and I don't have a key to the front door of my building, but there's always a doorman, and they be like, "Hello, so excited to see." Well. Buenos dias. Buenos
tardes. Buenas noches. I mean, like
everything. And don't let me have something in my hands because they're gonna carry it to the elevator for me. And I'm like, yes, please. Thank you.
I gotta. Because I'm always carrying some water, and I'm like, I'm running around my bottles, jugs of water, and they're like,
listen. My suitcases, my everything, they're like, I got you. And I'm like, thank you. Yes. This is nice. It's interesting how Mexico has given both you and I space to kind of like just be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be. Um, in the blurb you sent me, you said you put what 96% of your stuff in storage.
I sure did.
Y'all yell at her real quick in the chat. Yell at her real quick. Y'all know what to do. So what is your? You said Chai is not your forever place, and you got almost your entire life in storage. So
I
what
know.
is your long term? Do you have a long term plan? Do you plan on being back in the U.S.? Tell us more.
I do not plan on being back in the US. I may go back. I'm not really sure yet. Um, I would like to live most of my time outside of the country,
Mhm.
outside of the US. I just need to figure out where I want to do that. Yeah. I'm afraid to see what people are going to pay. I know, paying for storage. I know.
Storage.
Paying for storage. Yes, I am that. I'm that chick. Yeah.
When I got rid of my storage and I got rid of all of my yoga equipment, like everything I used for yin practices. Yoga can be a lot of stuff.
Oh,
It doesn't
yes.
have to be. It does. It can be, just you wherever you are with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
had bolsters and
Oh, yeah.
blankets and multiple
All the
mats,
things. Yeah.
all the things.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
have I have 4 yoga mats in this apartment right now, and I have downsized.
Well, I mean, when you were talking about the mats, I was like, oh yeah, I have so many mats
Yes.
that I personally would pull out and use. I mean, but also too, I would video. Like, I mean, my home was my
Yes.
space
Yes.
where I recorded. So there'd be days where I'm like, oh, I'm putting on a different outfit. Let's switch up the yoga mat and da 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 da. But
Okay.
like, there are things that I know when I find that place where I'm going to drop in a little bit longer, that I want to go back and get some things. And,
Mhm.
of course, I'm talking to my mom about this. She's like, oh, yeah, you have some stuff you need to trash. Because even when I was like, because she's there for a week helping me, basically, she was helping me do my clothes because I was leaving my office and my kitchen and some other things to the movers to have them pack. Because I was like, just pack it up. Like, I went through and dump things and then left things in the cabinets for them to pack. But I don't like people touching my clothes. So
Right.
she's helping me do my clothes. And she was like, do you really wear this? And then she's like, this still has a tag on it.
Mind your business. Just help. Happy Mother's Day, mommy, but help without the like.
It was
Yeah,
it was so much judgment. So I think last week sometime we were talking about me leaving Mexico and where I wanted to go. And so she's like, well, what are you going to do with the stuff in storage? I was like, well, I know when I go back, because I'm going to New Orleans in June and I'll be in the States for about 2 weeks or so. I'm going to go there and actually do a little purging. Because I feel like I need to change out my wardrobe a little bit because I'm tired of wearing some of the same stuff. So I'm going to go there, change out some things, and put some things that I haven't worn. I'm like, okay, obviously I didn't need to take this, so leave it behind. And I'm going to purge. I'm going to get some stuff out of there and dump some things and that I know that I don't need. But she's just like Faith. You have a lot that you need to get rid of. But I realize, Rashida, I have a lot of books.
Yes. And you can't bring them all with you. You got to make decisions.
Oh my God, I have so many books. Like, I feel like that's the bulk.
Yes.
Of like the things that are in boxes.
Uh-huh.
Are my books. And I'm like, what am I going to do with all these books?
I got rid of so many signed books that I thought I would never. But you can't, like, it's not possible to bring them all with you unless you're going to hire a shipper to ship everything, and you don't want to do that.
No. I mean, there are a few things that I know that I want to have in my space when I decide to land in that space. Yeah, but I know I can't take all the books. It makes me very sad. I'm taking all my shoes though, because I I purged those before I packed. I took out the
So the
ones
shoes
that
are left are all coming
there's
with
some shoes that are left. They're gonna all come. I need my kicks that are still in their little containers, their clear containers, because I like to look
you.
at them. I miss my babies.
I I I think you are talking to a soulmate, so we're on the same
Oh my
on
God. And then also the culture here, people don't, people aren't wearing heels. People aren't
the same.
wearing like nice kicks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I have two or three pair. I have some avocados, what I like. They're my avocados because they look like avocados. So I was like, oh, I have to bring those to Mexico.
So here in the city, we're a very tennis shoe kind of place because you go. If I go outside, if I leave my neighborhood, if I go outside, I'm hitting 10,000 steps no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm hitting 10,000 steps. If I just walk out my front door. If I leave my neighborhood, we're looking 20 in the eye. If I get on public transportation and leave my
You
neighborhood,
don't even like, yeah.
So I can't do that in heels.
No, you can't do heels. There's the snow heels. I bought one pair of heels and I wore them New Year's Eve. That's the only time I wore it. But I didn't even wear them. I wore them when I got to the hotel where we were going to celebrate. I carried them in my hand and wore my flip-flops walking down the street.
Yes, that's what Playa does. I was going to ask you something, Playa, heels, books. Oh, I was going to tell you something. Okay, so I put my stuff in storage in 2016 when I moved to the Bay Area.
Okay.
Most of it. Because I was moving into my mom's place for a little while. I didn't.
Wait a minute. Somebody said they have a small suitcase for my books. See, I didn't need to see that because I can't carry all the books. No, I'm not going to do a suitcase for books.
I brought some books, but I definitely went to half price books and was like, how much? Oh, like 30 cents a book? Great. Just take.
No.
Woo! Yes.
Maybe I'll put them in my mom's house.
So I put myself in storage in 2016. I took some stuff out when I moved into my apartment, the furniture and stuff, and then I moved that stuff back in 2018. I came to clean out I didn't look at my storage unit between 2018 and 2023 when I went to clean it out.
Whoa.
Now, hold up. So that was 5 years of paying Bay Area storage prices. So I've already been hit with the big, okay, listen, a jab, a right cross, straight to my noggin. I'm laid out on the mat, looking up, storage fees looking down at me, storage unit looking down at me. I'm trying to get up, but the fight might be over. I get to the storage unit in 2023 with Adelia. I open the storage unit. I start looking around to figure out how we're going to clean it out because we have 2 weeks to clean up my storage unit. The first thing I see, I'm like, is that what I think it is? Rodent droppings. Now in 2023, I would not be as concerned as I would be in 2026 seeing rodent droppings, right? Knowing 2023, I knew let's get Lysol wipes, let's get sprays, let's get gloves, put masks on. We knew that. But now they're like, I saw a warning the other day that if you see rodent droppings, like you can't like sweep up what you see because when it's dry, aerosols in the air, that's how the virus spreads.
So right? What do?
You got to spray it down with bleach or a bleach mixture. And I'm like, if I got to spray down my stuff in storage with bleach, might as well throw it away. So I've been paying all this money, and because the rats are now everything was like covered by something, so I wouldn't have had to throw everything away. But if there were any holes in anything, right? I'm spraying. Now I got bleach on my clothes. Right. It's the only way. I'm telling you, 2023, we saw the rodent droppings, closed it back up, got in the car, went a couple blocks away to the Target, got all the provisions we thought we needed. Now, if I walked in my storage, this is for all of y'all, it's a little warning. If I walked in my storage unit and saw rodent droppings, I might be like,
take it all.
They can have it, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you're telling me this because I have to open my storage unit in June.
I'm saying, if you go
and it's in New Orleans, who you don't know what's, and on the first level,
Yes. So Adelia says we saw more evidence of them chewing things, very few droppings. But if they're eating, they're pooping. We may not be able to
Of
see
course,
the
something
poop
has
right
to
away,
come out. Yeah.
right? We definitely saw them chewing on. There was more chewing on like wicker baskets and wood furniture
Oh.
because they like to sharpen their teeth on the
Oh,
things.
Lord.
But we saw them droppings and we were like, close it up. Let's go get us, cause we not, and that was just cause I don't like nasty. But now that I know that there's viruses that can kill people.
Mm-mm. You know, I was asking someone the other day, I'm like, where are the rodents here in Playa? I have yet to see a mouse or a rat. I don't know where they are.
It's too hot for them. It's too hot for them.
Not that I want them to show up. I mean, I've seen other little wild animals because I live my place is right next to a little forest or jungle or whatever. But yeah.
What city did you live in the U.S. where you saw the most rodents?
DC and New York.
Okay. What is the street cleaning situation in Playa versus the street cleaning situation in DC and New York?
I don't think I've seen any street cleaning.
You haven't seen it? Do you see trash regularly on the street in Playa?
Well, from time to time, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, actually, up the street for me, there's a public trash area, and sometimes the trash is overflowing. I don't know what that's about. People just whatever, and I see more dogs and cats taking things out of the trash, but I have yet to see a rodent. I don't know what that's about.
The dogs and cats might be.
Somebody said it's nocturnal.
Rodents are nocturnal. I've seen the dogs and cats might be keeping those rodents at bay. I've seen, I want to say 3 mice in the city. It's a city of 23 million people.
And right? You've only seen 3?
Yeah. And every time I see it, I'm like, what are we doing? Why is it? One was like at a construction site. One was at a park. These are all at night. And I'm like, I don't live like this. What and I've been here 7 years and I've seen 3. And I hear in most parts of the city, in the parts I spend the most time in, which is a lot of the city, we do a very good job of making sure that like the neighborhood itself does a good job of cleaning up, right?
Yeah.
The neighborhood itself is good about cleaning up because you don't want to know.
No. I mean, but even though someone said that, rodents are nocturnal, I'm sorry, in DC and New York, you would see them in the daytime. Even in New Orleans, I would see rats in the daytime. In the middle of the day, it'd be 12 o'clock, they're running around. Zero fear.
I remember being in New York and I was standing near a restaurant and the size of that rat that ran too close, it didn't touch me. But where's the fear of human?
No, zero fear. No, there's no fear. I think probably the funniest video is, and this was not AI, this was pre-AI, of a rat in New York with in the subway, had the pizza in his mouth, climbing the stairs, and people just walking around him.
He got what he needed.
Just dragging his little pizza up the steps.
Like, even the rat was like, eat down here? Y'all nasty down here. Let me take my pizza. Get some fresh air. The rat said, down in the subway.
And I'm not eating down here. Forget that. I'm not eating down here.
No, they really try to scare us, y'all. TCB says rodent urine is dangerous too, and you may not see it. Sometimes you may see the dried urine spots.
Oh, gosh.
Girl.
I'm just going to show up to my storage unit with a mask on before I go. And with
mask and gloves, girl.
Mask, gloves, and Clorox. Because I don't know what's going on in there. I don't know.
If you see rodent droppings, you got to spray them down so you can clean them up while they're wet. And I was like,
Ooh.
My first thought was, I wish I had known that back when I cleaned up my storage unit, but also I probably would have been like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I just will stop paying the bill. Y'all can sell everything inside. Y'all got it. Let me take out like the one or two things I know I cannot live without.
Yeah.
And
take the
everything
rest.
else.
Take the
Y'all
rest.
got.
Take the rest. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But I'm actually looking for other places to go. I think I have to go to Zanzibar.
Ooh.
Which I've been there 4 times. I have a retreat in Zanzibar. So
see.
anyone wants to join me in Zanzibar, I'll be in Zanzibar in November, November 1st through the 8th.
Okay.
And my goal is to, of course, go to Zanzibar maybe like a week or 2 early before my retreat. And then after the retreat, maybe hang out in Zanzibar another couple of days, and then go to Accra for a while, like for like another week or 2. Because I do have to be back in the States around Thanksgiving for a retreat. So yeah.
Let's talk about the retreats you do real quick.
Yeah.
When I say Faith is that she's a leader, a spiritual guide. She gonna get you right. So for anyone who's like, I need more woo-woo in my life. I need more like being held in safe spaces like we talked about before. Let's talk about your retreats.
Yeah.
What do you have going on this year? Let's walk in chronological order if we can.
Yeah. So the first thing that's coming up is Drift Jamaica. And I'm all about I love series. So I have Drift Jamaica and Drift Tulum.
Okay.
So, and I haven't really promoted Drift Tulum. I decided just to do that like probably 2 weeks ago. So Drift Jamaica we're going to be in Treasure Beach, and it's a long weekend. It's September. What is it? I'm like going blank here. It's over Labor Day weekend. So September 3rd through the 7th. And it's all about relaxing, being at ease, taking it slow. I'm going to be there to hold you and guide you. And we're going to do breath work, gentle somatic movement, meditation, and then, of course, dive into some local culture. And and the location where we're staying, the property is owned by a Black woman. So, yes, very intentional. I try to be as intentional as I possibly can when I host retreats. So with that, and then October, I have to look at the exact dates, but October, I'm doing Drift Tulum, and so kind of the same drift, meaning the drifting in the water, right? That's kind of where that is. It's just allowing yourself to be in the water and drift. No extra.
I can tell you the dates because I just looked it up because I was like, Tulum, I'm worried about these flight prices, but I can basically walk to Tulum. I can't.
Thank you.
You had the nerve to set that up at the same time as Exodus Summit.
No.
Audacity.
No.
It's October 6th through 10th, y'all. So if y'all want to be out in Tulum, and maybe watching some Exodus Summit, most of y'all will be like your 3rd or 4th time in Exodus Summit. So you don't have to watch everything live. You know that.
Yeah.
But I can't go. I can't just hop on a flight to Tulum because I gotta be. Stephanie said I gotta work that weekend. So
yes, Stephanie. Yeah, so that's the date for Tulum. And then Zanzibar, as I shared, is November 1st through the 8th. And that trip, I've done it 4 times now, and just hosting there, and it definitely is one of my places where I could see myself living.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is I hate the flight. Like, it takes a minute to get there. And I'm also a bougie bitch. So I need to hop on Qatar Airlines to fly there because I need to stop in Qatar and hang out in the airport because they have a spa. Because if I'm going to have a layover like that, I need somewhere to spa.
We were looking at...
And I don't know if we can stop in Qatar right now, but I'm going to still get to Zanzibar.
We were looking at going to Accra. We were going to go to Accra earlier this year, and then flight prices, whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Accra. Stephanie and I are going to go to Accra and then go to Ivory Coast. Cote d'Ivoire.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I was going to go home. I think there was a direct from Cote d'Ivoire to Mexico City. So I wouldn't even be staying for the beautiful airports in that part of the world.
Yeah.
That flight alone
Was how much?
was like 10K.
Yeah.
Now for a business class seat. But because we were looking at different options for things, I remember seeing that like,
because
okay,
you need some leg room when you're traveling that far.
you need some leg room, and I would be traveling on business. But like, if it's 10K just for the business, it's it's like 3 or 4 for the coach seat.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah, I haven't purchased my flight for that because I'm scared to look.
girl, I think you gotta look. I don't think it's gonna get any better right now, girl. Okay, so Jamaica, September 3rd through 7th. Tulum, October 6th through 10th. You're busy this fall.
I'm busy.
Zanzibar, November 1st through 8th. So the beginning of each month, September, October, November. And then you have some online portals.
So yes, I have online stuff. I have portals. Talk about stuff that I've created since I've been here. So portals is, I've always done like virtual stuff, especially, after, the pandemic and all of that stuff. And I decided I needed to make my life intentional, right? Going back to that word. And I was like, I need to do everything intentional. So I was like, I'm only doing 4 virtual, meaning 4 live streams a year. That's all I'm doing in 2020. Like I limited myself to that. And so I decided to call them portals. And they center around either spring equinox, summer, those kinds of things. So those are happening. So we've already done the summer solstice one. We did the spring equinox one that already passed. We have the summer solstice one, which is happening on June 21st. And of course that's live stream and you get the replay with it. There's also, I love Lionsgate energy. So we're doing one in August for Lionsgate activation. And then the fall one is happening, or winter one, we're doing winter solstice on December 21st. And all those are virtual. And yeah, you can just sign up. You get the links and just be held. Basically what I share during those sessions are breath work, somatic movement, and meditation, of course. And then because they are at these very specific kind of times of the year that are their own portals, the day after I send over a what I call the afterglow. And the afterglow is like a meditation and reflection that you can use over the next couple of days to help you harness that energy. Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the portals. Yeah. And then I'm also teaching. Oh yeah. Thank you, Rashida. I'm also teaching at Kripalu. So that's over Thanksgiving weekend. I don't have that up on my website. That got confirmed over the past week or two, so I haven't had a chance to put that up. And then I'm also like, I just want to dive into something over the summer and you're in the States. So if you're not abroad, you just want to get to something in the States, I'll be in Colorado, June 25th through the 28th at the Telluride Yoga Festival. In July, I'm going to be in Asheville, North Carolina, July 23rd through the 26th. And then I will be, which I don't have on my website yet, but I'll be in Lake Tahoe in California.
Ooh.
August 8th through the 11th.
Okay. Whenever someone says Tahoe, I got to be like the California side or the Nevada side, because those are different experiences.
Yeah. I'll be in the California side. I'm in the California side.
What part of Tahoe? Because do I want to be surrounded by thick smoke and gambling machines? Not really.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because we're supposed to be out at some I don't know. I guess ski lodge or something.
Ooh, a ski lodge, and it's in the summer?
In the summer. Yeah, actually, it's really
Ooh,
interesting.
nice.
The Lake Tahoe one, but also the Telluride one.
Mhm.
Telluride is a ski town.
Mhm.
And so they use ski lodges and all that kind of stuff. You get on the lift and the gondola. Actually, my mom is coming with me. She requested it. She's like, "Are you going back to Telluride again?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She
She
goes,
put her order in.
she put her order in. She's like, "Well, I think I'm going to come with you again this year." I said, "You are totally welcome to come
Okay.
with me again." But she likes the way, I think the way she feels when she's there. The air is cleaner and it's higher elevation, and maybe her heart,
Hmm.
she feels more vibrant when she's there, because she was drinking champagne when she was there. My cousin and I were like, she's like, "I need another glass."
Oh.
My mother doesn't drink.
She's a new person in Telluride.
She's
Okay.
truly a lady of leisure, because everybody is just fawning over her. Everybody at the
Yes.
festival, they fawn over her because they're like, "Oh my God, that's Faith's mom. That's Spiritually Fly Mama." And she's out there drinking her champagne by the fire pit.
Okay.
So,
Listen, I love it. I love it.
mhm.
Okay, so we've talked about um, your new life. What do you miss from last year of this time, or any other time? DC, New York. What is the thing that you miss?
Yeah. I miss community, big, and like meaning the community that I called, like I created.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I spent so many years like teaching in wellness and yoga spaces in New York before I moved to DC. And then when I moved to DC, I had 2 yoga studios. And so I miss having a physical space
Mm-hmm.
for people to come in, and I can just like myself and like other people can just share and like offer up some beautiful things. Um, my dream, right? One of the things that's sitting in my head is that as I'm doing this little bouncing around, looking at where I don't know how it's going to look. I'm just kind of putting it out there. I haven't even spoken this out loud fully to many people, but having a villa or something where people can come and I live, and then there's also space for people to drop in and do some healing and do some spiritual work. So yeah. So anyone knows any funders, like any hedge fund people? I don't know. Somebody
I don't,
wants to.
I don't know about hedge fund, but I just had to look it up. Rachel Cargill. Do you know Rachel Cargill?
That name sounds
She's
so familiar. I need some funding because I need to buy a property, and I don't have enough money to
this.
to
This isn't
to
about
to.
funding, but Rachel Cargill wrote this book, and she spoke at Exodus Summit 2 or 3 years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
I no longer. What is time? But she has a. I don't. I think she still has it. I don't know. Something's changed. A space in Jamaica where she hosts her own retreats that are like writing retreats and very laid back house in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So it
And that's
feels
kind of
like
what I want to do. I want to be able to
yeah.
have my own house, my own, like have my own retreats in a location. And then when I'm not using it, then it's open for other people to
Okay.
experience and use. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what's sitting in my head and my heart.
I feel like investors, traditional investors would be like the worst thing for you,
No,
right?
I don't want traditional investors, but I need some investing.
You need so Stephanie is still waiting for the day that when someone gives Exodus Summit a hotel, they just say like, "Hey, we love what you're doing. Have a hotel." Now that's a nightmare for me personally. But
Yeah.
Stephanie's like, if we say it enough, it'll happen.
Yeah, I don't want a hotel. I want a villa, because the idea,
Yeah.
I'll paint this picture. So if anyone's
Okay.
out there and they're interested, I want the villa where we do the retreats and have space. But then I also want my little side house,
Yes.
because I don't want to live in the villa,
Right.
but I want my little cabana, my little area where that's my personal space. So when people are
Yes.
there, I don't have to like engage. They're doing their thing and somebody else is hosting. But when, yeah, so it's like at least two, main properties on the same land, and we don't have to necessarily be at the beach, but we need to see it.
So where would you like to do that? Ideally, let's play it out.
So my first feeling and sensation is like I would love to do that in Jamaica, because I love being in Jamaica. I mean, I've been there 1,000,001 times, and it always feels so comfortable and grounding. The other place I would love to do it, I would love, Zanzibar is also an option as well. But if I can find another place in the Caribbean, another island where there's more Black people, because I want to make sure that I'm with my people when I do this. Yeah.
Okay.
So it can be Trinidad. I love Tobago. Tobago's quiet. Yeah, I love Tobago as well. Like that's a sweet little spot. Like I've always had a good time in Tobago. Yeah.
Okay, well, Faith put it out there, y'all. If you know anybody.
Or if somebody has a property that they're willing to do a really good loan on, not no crazy interest rates.
Okay. All right.
Because I kind of like, I want the vibe of it to have, like, I'm aesthetically, I love creams and earthy tones and greens and like terracotta colors. I'm not like the really super, super bright Caribbean kind of colors like that. I'm not really into that. But I love more earthy tones. So definitely want to feel like you're there and one with the nature on the property, with still some traditional pieces of whatever the island is. Yeah, some elements. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. All right. Question for you. So y'all, first, remember we said this last week. We decided, Faith has decided she wants this. She is turning her boat in the direction, right, of her dreams. The boat is sailing in the direction. So it's gonna happen, right?
It's gonna happen.
You're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Something I like to ask my guests is, where is the place in the world where you have felt the freest?
Zanzibar.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is it about Zanzibar?
You know what? I'm gonna take that back, because that's the place that feels the freest now. But prior to Zanzibar, I'll do both places. But prior to Zanzibar, right after the earthquake that happened in Haiti, I went to Haiti and I felt free.
Okay.
I felt so free that I took off all my jewelry and I was dancing in Carnival and felt safe, held, protected. Like, yeah. So that was probably the first place where I felt the most free. And then I also feel very free when I'm in Zanzibar. But Zanzibar has a different feeling. When I'm there, it's a sense of ease and relaxation. I feel very expansive when I'm there. Yeah. And then I would probably say the third place is Jamaica. But that feeling, again, is very different from the other two locations. When I'm in Jamaica, I feel at home. I feel soft, and I feel protected in Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a follow-up question. Oh, where in Haiti were you?
So we were in Port-au-Prince for a while, and then I did Carnival in Jacmel.
In where?
Jacmel.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jacmel is mostly like artists go there, and like, yeah, it's more of an artist kind of community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haiti's a place that I would like to travel to, but
not right
I never
now.
get to really believe about the actual experience on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now it's not ideal.
Right.
But yeah, but like right after the hurricane, I mean, not the hurricane, the earthquake. My first trip there, we initially went there to connect with some NGOs, to support locals in, because some of them wanted to be trained as yoga teachers. So supporting them and to figure out how we can structure a training program that could not only just support the community in their mental health, but also support young people in having an ability to make money. And so we collaborated with various nonprofits who had agreed to get these young people trained and then hire them to teach meditation, breathing practices, and yoga. And then the second time we went back was to actually do the training, but both times I stayed longer and hung out and one with the people.
Okay. Speaking of, meditation and breathing practices for the woo-woo girlies and the we need some more woo in our life girlies, what are two practices? Let's give people some options that you think are great for people trying to make their way through the U.S. right now. For a Black woman trying to make her way through the U.S. right now, what are two practices you recommend?
Well, in those moments, I mean, and I still do this from time to time when I feel a little overwhelmed, but I used to do this all the time. In the States, it's pretty simple. In those moments when you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, angry, frustrated, just all the things, trying to get through the day, it's important to get into your physical body. So always just place your hands on your body is like step number one. Like stop wherever you are, pause in that feeling that you're experiencing. Place your hands on your body. I like to place one on my heart so I could hear my heartbeat, and then place the other one right below my navel, which is your second chakra. That place of fluidity and creativity, but it's also the second chakra is connected to, I should say our hips are connected to the second chakra, and we hold trauma and fear and anxiety in our hips. So it's always important to place the hands there. And then when you place the hands there, just start to breathe. Just take long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, or you can take long, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you feel safe, close your eyes. If you don't feel safe, keep your eyes open, but gaze at a single point out in front of you, because sometimes you need to keep your eyes open, right? That's a trauma response where closing your eyes may feel uncomfortable. And so you just take long, deep breaths in through the nose. Really let that breath come in slowly. And then when you exhale, again, it's nice and slow. And if you're still feeling this sense of tension and visceral, when you exhale, you can hum. So you can breathe in and then exhale, hum. So what that does, it triggers your vagus nerve. It starts to tell your nervous system that it's okay. And ancestrally, right, you think about our grandmothers, our aunties, they're like in the kitchen, or, like I remember my grandmother being in the garden doing her little gardening. She like stooping down doing her yogi squats, pulling up weeds, and she would just be humming. So that humming sensation soothes and calms the nervous system. The other thing is, it's really simple. Everybody does it, but we don't give ourselves time. Like you were talking about, you get your 20,000 steps in when you're out and about. Like that is nurturing and loving and caring for your nervous system. So take yourself on a walk. Like take yourself on a walk and then go for that walk. Like I always like to create routines for myself. So go for a walk, 5-10 minutes, and then come back, turn on your favorite music and do one or two things. Lie on your back and just listen to your favorite song for another 5 minutes or so, or give yourself a dance party.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's like, those are just like some really simple ways to come back into our physical body, because we have to remember that we as Black women, we are connected to the rhythm of the earth, and everything around us is making an effort to disconnect us from our roots. And so pausing, grounding, breathing, humming, connecting back to our ancestral roots, allowing your feet to fully plant on the earth, giving yourself time to like lean back and rest. I posted something, I think last week or so, that the importance of rest is ancestral, and our ancestors would like, I mean, my grandma, everybody, grandma, like, baby, I'm about to go get some shut eye. I'm just over here resting my eyes, like we'd be in the swing.
Mhm.
And then after a while, like we're on my grandma's, my grandparents' porch, we just swinging and the eyes are closed. And she's like, I'm about to scoot over. I'm about to get some moments of rest in my eyes too. So, just giving yourself time to be in this place of rest, even though you're in a place of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That was very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Faith, is there anything we haven't talked about that you think we should have?
You know what I do? And I'm not sure if we want to share this, but the other thing, I shouldn't say I miss this about the US, but relationships are interesting when you're out here doing you.
Uh-huh. Tell us more.
I've been single for a very long time, like years. Like I want to say like 3 years. And I mean, I've done the dating here and there, going out on dates. But when I love making decisions for myself, and like leaving the US was a huge decision. And I remember when I made the decision to leave, I was like, I had like some little moments happening, those young men, because I mostly date young men because I don't know what happens, but they're like, you leaving? And I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving. But in that, it was this, well, why don't you just move to where I'm living? Or why don't you, like, if you want to leave New Orleans, come here. And I'm like, no, I'm leaving because it's for my own health and well-being. And the people that I was kind of like seeing, like doing these little random dates with, it was an interesting struggle, but once I left, ghost. Or like random, hey, you doing good? All right. But who's coming to see me? Nobody. So it's like that. I miss having, because I enjoy having companionship, but I also enjoy having a committed relationship. And so I have not found that sense of like, oh yeah, I'm going to be with my partner, and I'm at the place where I want a partner, but that's just not happening right now,
And you're not finding people to date where you are?
No.
Okay. Now, I always say that not being in a committed relationship I was 38 when I left the US, with somebody who was still hoping I would have their kids, was the best thing that happened to me, because I know that if I was in a relationship, that man would have been like, no, you can't go. You know how like the change for them is so big. You can't go, our relationship. And I didn't have to think about that. I was just like, well, not taking anybody seriously. So, right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we do see a number of Black women leave without their partners, or use this transition as a breaking spot with their partners, because it's really clear that if you want this life, you have to commit to it, and you see so many more women committing to it than men.
Yeah, and I'm way more committed to myself than I am a man. So, that part, and I love the fact that I can wake up and go, you know what, today I'm going to this place, or tomorrow I'm going, and I don't have to like, check in with anybody or like do that kind of thing, or, I'm going to another country, or even plan my whole fall schedule. Like literally my life is already planned, and I made all of those choices without even asking anyone what they were up to. This is where I'm gonna be. Who coming to see me?
Marriott says the activity you did a few minutes ago already uplifted her. So
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so you say you date younger men. What age are we talking about?
Okay, I'm 55. I'll be 56 in September.
You see how she here lying to us already? No, and she is smooth like 41. It's okay. Okay, so 55, 56, and you said September?
In September, I'll be 56.
Mm-hmm.
The youngest I've dated is
Mm-hmm.
26.
Girl.
While I was in New Orleans, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was just
but
like
he
in the
was,
last 3 years.
yeah. That's in the last few years. But he was probably the most mature I've dated in like forever. Like
Okay. 26 and mature just isn't click-clacking in my brain.
It didn't click clack with me. And my brother was like, "You still dating Similac?" He called the poor boy Similac. It's like,
Okay. I mean,
but it was funny. But anyway, I mean, I could have birthed him, you know.
You could have birthed him. Did it ever feel like that in the relationship?
Never. Like when I say like, and I think I manifested this because I was like, I need someone that's going to make me feel safe, that I can communicate and talk to about anything, and that's going to be a protector and a provider. And I'm not saying that he was paying my bills or anything like that, but when I say protector and provider, like anytime we would go out, he made all the arrangements. Like he would inquire, like, what are you interested in eating tonight, whatever. And he didn't live in New Orleans. He lived in another part of the state. He was from New Orleans, oddly enough. So he would like come into town and he would like, let's plan this, let's plan that, let's do this. He have everything planned. One time we took a vacation together and he was very last minute, which I was like, oh yeah, I love a last minute getaway. And at the time I had my dog, and when I travel with my dog, I have to, notify the hotel, make sure all these things are ready and prep, for my dog. And so we get to the hotel and I'm like, do I need to come up to the desk? He goes, no, go sit down over there. Miss Lady, go sit down. And I'm like, but Sebastian, he goes, I got it all taken care of. We get in the room. There's a doggy bowl and a doggy bed waiting on Sebastian. This 26-year-old together. And he would bring my mom flowers because he lived near he was a football coach. So he lived near where my mom lived, only like 15, 20 minutes away. So he'd bring her flowers. He'd check on him. Yeah, I just need to check on Miss Hazel. I'm like, okay, go check on her.
But he ain't make it to Playa.
I broke the relationship off because part of it is I'm like, you're 26. There's no babies popping out of this. And, I need you to go, and you probably want some children.
Okay.
Go. But
go.
Go.
Okay. All right.
Go fly, little bird. Go fly. Yeah. And then, I've had some other moments, but yeah.
Okay.
That's the youngest. Yeah.
Okay. Since we're putting out into the universe what we want, what's the oldest you'll date?
57, 58.
So older than you, but just a
smidget. But that comes with parameters.
Okay.
So if you're like in the 40s, 40 something to 50 something, you need to be in shape.
So you're just cutting most of them off right there, huh? Just exit them out right there.
Can you go swimming? Can you go for a walk without breathing deep? You need to be active. You need to be, vibrant. Because that's me. I'm like getting out there. I'm vibrant. Let's go to the gym together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just talking about this last week, I think, with Latrice. Latrice was 2 weeks ago. Sometime in the recent past, I was talking about this, about how the pressure on women to look young, to look good, to be fit, never goes away.
Mm-hmm.
But we're expected to accept dad bods as being sexy and CPAP machines and the rest.
No, we do not need a CPAP machine. I'm not. And I snore. I'm a snorer. I admit it. I tell everybody, I'm like, look, I snore. And here's why. Okay. But not a CPAP. We're not going to do CPAP. We're not going to do dad bods. Like, especially when there have been moments where I have dated men that are in their 40s and 50s and they're in shape. And they exist. And I'm not saying you have to like be ready to go do a bodybuilding contest or anything like that, but you need to be physically active. I need to see that you were going to get on the treadmill, going to lift some weights. Like I need to see that you are eating healthy. You know, you're not smoking. Like I don't do smoke. Like there's certain things. I mean, because I live a healthy lifestyle, and I want the same out of my partner. You know?
I feel like I'm at the point now. I've probably always been at this point where like I like my men to be very, I would say like medium. I like a very medium man.
Yeah, I don't like us too skinny.
I mean like all around personality wise. If I go to your profile and every photo is you in the gym, absolutely not.
Oh, that's a little extreme because then I start feeling. I'm like, I don't mind. I don't do that either.
Because also, if you in the gym every day,
when do you have time for me? When do you have time for me? And I'm selfish. I mean, it's only me. I don't have kids.
And here comes another great point. The erectile dysfunction. Does it work? Raven said she's been there with a CPAP machine and she's not going back.
But the erectile dysfunction, yeah, that's not cute either.
No.
Well, those young men, they ready.
You know, you can just get a drug for that, but they can't figure out anything about women.
No. Yeah.
Everything about women is still a mystery, but everything a man needs is just.
We got it right here.
Yes.
Here's your pill. Here's your ointment. Yeah. So I mean, not just the looks, but I mean, they're, like you said, like we are very well-rounded. I mean, I love men that can pique my curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
I love them to be, they don't have to be super intellectual, but I do find that very, very sexy. But I'm from Louisiana. I like a little roughness too. I need a man that knows how to change a tire because my daddy taught me how. I left, I tell guys, I'm like, when I left home as a young woman, I'm from Louisiana. I left home with a gun, which, most people, I sure did. I had a gun as a teenager, and then I had my handgun. As my accent shifts and changes as I talk about this handgun. So I had my handgun, just a little pea shooter, little pistol. Because my dad was like, you can't leave without protection. And I knew how to change, check my oil, change my tires, use a hand drill, hang stuff in my house, fix things. So I'm like, if I can do all of those things, I'm not saying that he has to be doing all of that, but he needs to at least know how. Like, you don't need to always call the handyman to do something. Like,
right.
We can figure out how to put the light bulb in. Like, you can undo the light fixture together if you can't really figure, but you need to know how to do something. So It's like, I like a little masculine roughness. And I like men that are immediately like they make me feel safe and protected, that feeling, like, and that comes with their own vulnerability and their own level of softness, because they need to understand and have a relationship with their own emotions and self-awareness, because that creates the spaciousness for them to hold the container for mine. So if you're not even understanding yourself, how are you going to make space for me?
Okay. what you're looking for when you're out in these dating streets, what percentage of the time, not is it the right person, but are the criteria met, right? Like you feel safe with them. They're able to hold space for you, those things. How often is that? Because that feels like it's getting rarer and rarer.
It is getting extremely rare. Like it's challenging. It's challenging. So I don't know. I'm just patient, I guess. I don't know. I'm tired of being patient. So I'm like, come on, manifest. But something needs to happen. But yeah, like it's hard. It's hard. Because I'll go out and, since I've been here and I'm like, oh, no. Or, and then some men will love bomb you. And if you're not self-aware, you think that is safety. And so I'm always asking, I have questions and things I inquire, or I'll poke and I listen to what men say when they're talking to me. And then I'll dig and I'm like, are they willing to be honest and tell me this? Or they're like, change the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for me, like, that's always a red flag if they're changing the subject, or if they're overly sexualizing me, or so. And I date outside my race too. So maybe that opens up a little portal, but I really would prefer to be with a Black man, even though the bulk of my relationships were not Black men. And my longest relationships were not with Black men.
Mm-hmm. But it's what you prefer?
I would prefer, a really chocolate one, just like my daddy.
But you're not finding it.
What's that?
But you're not finding it?
I've gone out on some dates, but
okay.
They're still under assessment.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be nosy about this assessment in the future.
Yeah,
let us know when you.
Yeah, they're under assessment. Or if any, I'd like, if anyone out there has a cousin, an uncle, a daddy that look real good.
Okay.
Because I can date the cousin, the brother,
the daddy, the son.
And the dad. Oh, but it's happened before. Oh my goodness. I have to tell this funny story. So I'm in New Orleans. It's Mardi Gras, right? And so I'm at my cousin's house and we are having a good time. Like it's Mardi Gras day. Like it's actually that Tuesday, right? So we're having a good time. We're at our house. And this old dude comes in. I mean, he was good looking. He was in shape, whatever. And he was just hitting on me. He's like, baby, boy, he's just doing all his things. Next thing I know, some little young bucks come in. And then the young dude, daddy leaves and starts going talking somewhere else in the house. Young dude rolls over. He starts chatting to me. I was like, father and son.
As it should be. As it should be.
I was like, they know exactly what each other likes. They have the same taste.
Listen, and it's excellent taste. Right?
I was like, this is great.
Yes.
That was a great Mardi Gras.
There's some wisdom in that bloodline. Yes. Okay, so we said fathers. If they have children, is there a minimum age of a child needs to be?
Yeah, I don't do little kids. I don't do little kids. They need to be almost out of the house, grown. Like 14 to 15 is the lowest I go. And okay, even with that I need to understand the full dynamics. There needs to be a whole lot. That co-parenting needs to have been in place for years, and effective communication and co-parenting, because I will leave. But I don't do little kids. No.
I at this point, I feel like anyone under 18 or still in the house is a no for me. Because I'm not interested in being a parent, but okay, it might happen. Someone might change our mind. I'm not interested in being a co-parent.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to pick up anybody from school. I don't ask. Don't no. No
I don't
school
want to
pickups.
coordinate drop-offs. There's a very specific group of people, however, I have no interest ever in co-parenting with,
Like, to tell.
like white women.
Oh,
I couldn't imagine, and I know some of y'all have been going through it. I know it is a thing, it is out here, but I couldn't imagine being a co-parent, no matter what the dad is, right? I couldn't imagine co-parenting with a white woman because the relationship is already hard enough. Like the relationship as a co-parent is already hard enough. But adding in that element.
oh yeah. I hadn't thought about that. Dang.
So part of that is that living in Mexico, I see the apps and they're always like, I have got kids. And I'm like, you looking a little bit like a white Mexican. Is your mother of these children also white Mexican? Because now it's a whole just no. Just
No.
for me, it's just a
Yeah.
no. You have an 8-year-old. I'm not.
Oh no. Somebody said in the comments, even if they have grandkids, no, I don't babysit people's grandkids. You know, actually, my mother broke up with, and my mother was like in her 70s, I think, at this time. She was dating this man. So my dad passed, and then like a year or two later, she started dating. Her and this man dated for like maybe 8 or 9 years because they had no intentions of getting married. They were just old people being together, whatever. And she broke up with him because his children started dropping the grandkids off at the house when she was in town. She was like, oh no. I was like, Mom, why you break up with Mr. Willie? He is so nice. He good looking man. He treats you well. Y'all go on little vacations and stuff. She goes, the grandkids. She's like, I don't do grandkids. My grandkids are grown, which are true. I mean, at the time, her grandkids were teenagers. So, yeah. I don't do grandkids.
Erica Tenero says she's an awful co-parent. I would hope I wouldn't be, but I couldn't imagine trying to navigate into that tenuous situation with what is already a mismatched power dynamic, right? And then having whiteness
layered in
being
top
a
of that.
factor.
Yeah.
Keep it away from me.
Yeah. I can go to events like, a football game, basketball game or something, a concert or something. I can do events, but I don't really want to pick up and drop off unless it's like such an emergency, like there is no other choice.
Call every grandparent, every thingy,
you call cousins.
Right. But I also I think that I don't know how I would feel about that like I'm in this child. I don't even know how to imagine a child at this point. I'm this child's life. I'd want to feel like I'm a responsible, safe adult for them. But also, I don't want kids.
Yeah. I mean, I feel what you're saying because it's like when I say that I don't want to do these things, part of it is because I know what I enjoy, and maybe this is selfish of me, but yeah, so what? I know what I enjoy doing during the middle of the day. And I like how my day flows. And if I'm with my partner, of course, we'll figure out how our day will flow and night will flow. But then I have to add this.
School let out, right?
Yeah, school.
Bus stop.
And it's like all these things now I need to add. That for me, at this point in my life, feels like pressure and would feel like stress. And I don't want to bring that stress into my life.
Right. And that's fair. We all get to decide what we want.
Yeah.
Now, if you end up with a 30-year-old with, 2-year-old twins.
Oh, no. You don't have to worry. No. I've been down that child road You know, I dated somebody that had 2 baby mamas, and that
You have seen the light.
and one of the children, fortunately, that baby mama had remarried. She had her life, like that co-parented the older child's co-parenting situation. I mean, she was like 17, like that was fine. I even went to a high school graduation. But the other one, the child was 5. That was too young, too close. It was, yeah, no. Mm-mm. And that's when I was like, I saw the light. I saw the light, and I was like, no, this is not my life. This is not the life I desire. And I deserve the life I desire.
A lifetime ago, a friend of mine, Mel, I was close friends with this guy, and he had a woman pregnant. I think his first child. And another friend, someone else I knew, met him, and she was like swooning over him. And I was like, why don't you hold on to that for a little while? Right? Because like if he hasn't told you, they've met and they're having these conversations, and he hasn't told you that somebody's pregnant. I'm like, I'm not trying to be a hater.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a cockblocker, but I was like, girl, why don't you just put that on pause for, and she couldn't get it. And then I was like, put it on pause for like 8 or 9 months. And she was like, wait, they did not put it on pause. He's got someone freshly pregnant. Maybe this was like month 3. I don't know. And I was like, I don't understand how either one of you thinks that dating this man who has a woman pregnant, not even the baby's not even out yet.
That's too much.
I'm not trying to be a hater, but the baby's not even, the baby's still cooking. The baby's freshly cooking. You don't even have full. I probably don't even have fingers yet. The baby ain't got toes yet.
That's too much.
The fact that he thinks it's okay to date.
No, the fact that he even thought it was okay to date, that's even more weird. Like
I was there like, I'm in the twilight zone because I'm the only one that feels like this ain't gonna work out. This is not.
I couldn't even begin to imagine. Like even like I said, like even if the child is single digits, that's still just a lot. Because I'm thinking, I love to take my naps, like especially since I've moved to Mexico. I love a good nap. I love having my eye mask on.
And no noise in the house. No
noise in the house.
No. And nothing I'm not making. No.
Playing the music I want to hear without somebody saying they want to listen to Baby Shark.
Miss Rachel. Yay. I'm glad she exists in other music. I'm glad Miss Rachel is out here advocating and entertaining the babies and doing all things but not on my TV.
No, because I don't turn my TV on until like 8 o'clock so I can get in my show. And I'll get in one of my little shows, my little thing, whatever I'm watching, little series, and then I'm off to bed. I'm putting my magnesium on my body. I don't need anybody disrupting my oil application.
Girl, it's gonna be
because somebody's sick that's not my man. And then we have to now go to the emergency room at 2 a.m.
Wait.
And then it's not my man.
I was in Italy with my best friend, her husband, her 2 kids. And when the man got sick, I was like, throw it away. There were multiple times on that trip, I was like, girl, do you need to come home with every family member you left with? Or could we leave?
He was still in the U.S.
No, he was here. He was in Italy with us. I was like, but when he got sick, I was like, you're the worst. Love you, mean it.
Yeah.
But I was like, when men get sick.
Oh yeah, when they get sick, poor things.
Not in my home. Go be sick
at your mama's house. That's what one of my friends would say. She's like, I tell him, go get sick at your mama's house. Let your mama take care of you because I don't have the capacity. Because she did it so much. She's like, I just don't have the capacity anymore.
I was like, we can't leave not one kid behind, not one husband. We got to come home. She was like, yeah, we have to bring the whole family home. I said, oh, well,
Mm-mm.
I would have left y'all. At least one person would have been living in Italy right now because you're not coming home with me. Because what is you doing?
No. Yeah.
Because what is you doing? I
Yeah.
was like, no. Mm-mm. And they're teenagers, and a husband who's been my friend for over 20 years. I was still like, we could leave him. We don't need him.
It was that bad. It was that bad.
I think I'm used to my sounds and my things.
Oh,
And I was with
wow.
them nonstop for 3 weeks. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
you really love these kids? Like for real, you love these kids? I don't know, girl. You might be a hostage. You might be being held hostage.
Blink 2
The
times.
responsibilities and the expectations of motherhood. I believe the expectations and the responsibilities of motherhood are keeping you hostage, and you're not. Is this really the choice you would? Anyway.
Yeah. So that's the interest in life. Yeah. So I like men that can take care of themselves.
Yes.
And that have emotional stability, that can hold space for me. Because I like when I'm with a guy, right? When I know when it's safe. I'm so playful. I am giddy. I am like, yeah. I'm all the things. I'm like free.
Right.
And
When you're safe, right?
when I'm safe. That's what that sense of safety and protection, like that's how it shows up in me, and I'm free to be my most creative self without feeling like I have to have my head on a swivel, worry about what we eating. No. And don't come to me talking about you're from Louisiana, you must cook. Red flag, goodbye.
It is the question that will have me like,
yeah.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Yes.
Because I've made it to year 46. You've made it to year whatever. You haven't needed me to provide sustenance for you so far. If you can't eat without a woman taking care of you, go back to your mama's house.
Yes.
Tell her she ain't raised you. She ain't finished raising you yet.
She ain't finished.
Tell your daddy you're not a man.
Yeah.
Stay out of my space.
Stay out of my space, yes.
Because can you cook? Will you cook? Will you cook with me? Will you cook with me?
With me? Like we can cook together. Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. If you want to cook, right? If I tell you I don't cook, there's no reason to ask me, you wouldn't cook with me? Because I said I don't cook. So if you want to cook and leave me.
Leave me be. Because I don't like, I cook for me, and I cook the things I like.
I cook for me. I cook for me all the time. I cook all the time for me. I cook what I like the way I like it.
But I don't find joy in cooking. Like some people are like, oh my God, I love cooking. I find joy in baking, but that's because I like sweets.
When I was real young, I stayed at a man's house, at his mom's house once, my boyfriend a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And they were Muslim and it was Ramadan. And so I participated in Ramadan. And then to break the fast one day, we made his favorite lasagna. And it was so interesting to me because we're not cooking what the mom likes, right? Oh. We're cooking what her baby boy's favorite meal.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm not enjoying this experience.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, she was that woman was lovely. There was nothing wrong with her. There was nothing inherently wrong with him. Great. But I was like, being in the kitchen after fasting all day. And what we're making to break the fast is his favorite meal while he's off skedaddling around doing whatever.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I'm not built for this. This particular, like, I'm not judging it.
Yeah.
There were 2 older daughters. They weren't getting their favorite meal cooked.
Oh,
The
wow.
baby boy was getting his favorite meal cooked.
Okay.
I think that was one of the first things where I was like, cooking for men.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
It's not for me. I love when a man cooks for me, and I've dated chefs before. Oh, that's like, I love dating a chef. That is like the best. Yes.
No, I said,
And I'm like, and then I turn into a sous chef when I'm with the chef. I'm like,
I'm not.
oh, but I like cutting up vegetables. I don't know what that's about. I love, like, but I don't like cooking. But I can be a sous chef with you and drink some wine while you do that, while you cook.
I can wait on the couch and look at how sexy you are cooking.
Yeah, I can do that too.
That's my involvement.
But I don't like cooking. Yeah, so I'm very clear about the whole cooking situation. I'm no.
Yeah, luxury bucket list says you saw your future. Absolutely, that man would have been expecting me to make his favorite lasagna the way his mama made it.
I was thinking, I was like, girl, he was probably thinking, oh man, she just gonna do this for me when we get married. She gonna always break that Ramadan for me.
Not
for me.
Did not.
How long were you guys together?
2 or 3 years.
Okay, so you went through more than one.
We were long distance for a while.
Oh, okay.
But he just had a baby last year. Congratulations to him. He is 45.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep me out of it.
Yeah, that's no. Yeah. So I mean, I think that there's some men out there. It's just a matter, of it happening at some point.
Hey y'all. Faith said what she likes. Don't ask her to cook. Don't ask me to cook. Don't ask me if I enjoy. I don't. It just sounds like I want to suck you dry for all the labor you can do for me.
I don't cook. I don't do laundry. I don't do laundry either. I don't do laundry. That's why they have washing folds.
If I wasn't washing your drawers, who would? I did date a guy. I hated to go to the grocery store or to cook, and he would go to the grocery store for me and cook, and I would do his laundry. And I was like, that feels like a fair exchange.
That's a fair exchange. Yeah, that's a fair exchange. Yeah,
and he was a monster. A monster. So the exchange didn't last long. But
yeah.
If in the first conversation you are labor digging, I gotta be like,
yeah. When men ask me that, I'm like, I might have to ghost you.
Because you ate today, dog. You ate today.
You ate today. You ate yesterday. You ate last week.
And if your current girlfriend or baby mama or friend or mama or whoever is the only reason you ate today, stay there.
Oh my God, yeah.
If you can't eat without a woman preparing food for you, stay there.
Yeah. And
because
the expectation that is what happens that's the part that really gets me.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm not cooking for you.
No. I'm like, I bring so many other things to your life. Like I bring all of this, the joy that you are feeling just by my existence. Me just sitting next to you is like.
What if I sat next to you in a restaurant?
That part.
Right?
That part.
What? Anyhow, we've been at this for a while.
Oh my goodness. I just looked at the time, girl.
Yeah, we've been at this for a minute. Faith, thank you for all your time today.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, Berjoy, we talk about labor diggers. Keep them away from me, keep them away from you. Vampires, they are leeches.
No.
Leeches.
Just sucking people down.
Also, I think the thing that bothers me, I want to say this one last thing and I'm gonna let you go. The thing that really bothers me is instead of trying to get me when I say I don't cook, instead of trying to get me to become a person who cooks for you, find a woman who cooks. Stay out there.
Yeah.
Stay out there. Stop trying to change women.
Yeah.
Stop trying to change women.
Yeah.
Right? Stop trying to make them into what you want them to be, and just find a woman who already is what you want. She's out there.
That enjoy doing the labor. I don't any of that, like, and it's just not
Right
cooking.
now who wants to come and put pillows on your couch and get your mattress off the floor and clean the mold out the cracks of your bathroom.
I like ordering decor.
It's not me.
I like ordering it and picking it out in the store and going, that would look good. And that's
it. I have gone that far. I will. The last person I dated was like, I want your input on my new home because I want you to feel comfortable.
I can be an interior decorator. I can give you guidance and energetic suggestions, color palette, and all of that great stuff. But I'm not going to physically be moving things and cleaning bathrooms.
When I hear women talking about cleaning their partner's place, I'm like, I know why it happens.
No.
Multiple reasons. But I can't envision why Rashida would do that.
No.
Because if your place is gross, I'm just gonna leave.
And why am I? No.
Because I gotta clean my place. I gotta clean my place in between when the cleaning lady comes.
That part. So, where's your cleaning lady, sir?
Where's your why am I seeing growth in that pot in the kitchen? Why am I?
Hire your cleaning lady to come and clean your place. And you can also hire somebody to cook for you too if you don't want to cook.
Yes.
You can.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, please.
Because I'm not the one.
Yeah. Where it says free labor is called a relationship. No. Oh, and Lady Sarita says, my mom cleaned my dad's place. He's never lifted a finger since. Not for me.
Wow. No.
Shooter 7. We've never talked about her on this channel before. It says when they ask you to cook, if you cook, ask them, do they pay bills?
Is that what Miss Sprinkle says?
I guess. I need the offer of paying bills before we ask of.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
Right. Because then I need you not to come in asking for labor, because that's crazy to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Before, if you, there's nothing you can say after asking me for labor that's not like hey, on your way over here, can you pick up something, right?
Yeah,
that
right.
Would be easy, or I'm going to the store, can you blah, blah, blah. But actual labor in your home?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. No.
Cooking for you in my home? You even asking if you pay bills and then being like, yes, isn't enough for me, because you started with labor, and that's the expectation. The expectation
is the labor. Yeah.
Labor.
And
not that the bills will always be paid, it's that the labor will always be done.
Yeah. And I'm if I wanted to do that type of domestic work, I would go and get paid and go home. And not have a relationship. The relationship would be the exchange of labor and work and pay.
I don't know.
So, yeah.
Anyway, we have bemoaned and cares for long enough.
Oh my God, the conversation was everywhere. I love it.
I love it. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah.
All right, friends, I'm going to end the live stream now. I've told you where to find Faith online. Give them one spot real quick where you'd like them to find you.
Yeah, so if you go to my website, faithhunter.com, that's kind of where you can find everything. But if you are on different social media platforms, of course, Instagram, I am spiritually fly. I also have a Substack, which I'm doing more writing. I shared that earlier. And yeah, of course, you can always find me on YouTube as well, where I am Faith Hunter, spiritually fly. Yeah.
And all those things are linked in the description. Thank you so much today for all your patience.
Yes.
Members, we're gonna go live in about 15 minutes. It's lasted a lot longer. And then happy Mother's Day to everyone. I know it is a day for a lot of us. So whatever you're feeling, know that we're here supporting you. Hand on your chest, hand below your navel,
Mm.
deep breathing, some humming, maybe a good yoga squat while you're at it. Go for a walk. Tell someone to shut up.
Mm. And
Maybe
say
not your
and
mama.
say no. And say no.
There's nothing better for your psychological health than a boundary. Nothing. A boundary. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, y'all. Do, 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 do.